everybody. Welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs.
And I'm David Woldingen.
And guys, spring training is here. Cardinal baseball's back, guys. Before we start talking about all that, I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, like us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Hey, guys, baseball's back. And David, it's been too long.
Yeah, I still can't believe it's here with so much other stuff going on in the St. Louis area. It kind of snuck up on us, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorely needed for the St. Louis sports fan, particularly if you don't follow Mizzou, because that means you're just left with the Blues.
Or the
Uh,
Billikens.
um, but yeah, spring training is upon us, and the Cardinals don't have a lot of questions, David, but the questions that they have are gigantic. So, this is our first video of what might be a number talking about the Cardinals during spring training. Today, I think what we want to talk about first, David, I want to hear one thing that you want to see out of spring training for the Cardinals.
So, and I'll say this, it hasn't happened for a couple of years. I want to see our pitching, specifically the rotation, come out of the spring training healthy and ready to go. Uh, it seems like every year we have one or two pitchers go down right off the bat and they're already juggling. And with the fact that Mozeliak and the front office did really absolutely nothing to bolster our rotation, they desperately need to be healthy coming into the season. And on top of that, the World Baseball Classic's going on, so we have some starters in there. And anytime that happens, there always just seems to be just durability issues just because of how the Classic works.
Yeah. For me, I think the one thing I want to see is looking to the outfield. I want to see the Cardinals outfield kind of set and established. I think looking back to the end of last year and where guys are, if healthy, I think you're looking at Lars Nootbaar in right, Dylan Carlson in center, Tyler O'Neill in left. But they have to be healthy and they got to be hitting the baseball well enough, honestly. And, you know, with Carlson and O'Neill, yes, they were not healthy for stretches of the season, but even when they were back, they didn't look good. Will a healthy offseason, time to get all rested, good to go, does that make the difference? I want to see that. And if one of them is not ready to go, I want to see another plan, whether that's Juan Yepes or if that's Jordan Walker. I want to see a set outfield, honestly, a week or two before opening day. So there's not drama there. Um, Speaking of drama, David, the next part here, one big question that we each have for this Cardinals team as spring training gets underway.
Yeah. So, Eric, my biggest question for the Cardinals is again, how how productive is our starting rotation going to be? As I mentioned earlier, the front office did nothing to help bolster my confidence in our starting rotation. We had a lot of guys in and out. Jack Flaherty, with the injuries, hasn't lived up to his potential. And
Letting Quintana walk.
yeah, and it's just been inconsistent in our rotation. I want to see just a solid season of players living up to their potential. And if that happens, we could have a solid rotation. But with all the question marks surrounding them, it hasn't happened yet. So that would be my biggest thing.
I agree with you, David. For me, if we're being honest, my biggest question is also the starting rotation. But just for the sake of me not just saying ditto and the video being over with, I'm going to talk about the outfield some more. Um, my, so for my biggest question is going to be, how ready is Jordan Walker? I think that's the one question that the Cardinals have that's fun and full of possibilities. because it seems like a matter of time before Jordan Walker is with the big club, and yeah, it's exciting to think about. He's 20 years old and is just mashing, raking everywhere he's been. How long before he's ready? It's fun. Will he produce at a level to where he just had the Cardinals are forced to keep him? My point there is that there's nobody who's just an offensive stalwart that Jordan Walker is for sure not replacing in the outfield, right? So can he force himself in onto the Cardinals roster? I think that's the big question, and it's a fun one to consider.
Well, and even if he doesn't force his way into the outfield per se, he can still get on as a DH too,
Yeah,
and it just depends on if the team will give him enough bats. If
yeah,
they can't get
and
him enough,
similar to Nolan Gorman, I mean, his background is what third base,
yeah,
so he, I mean, maybe if Arenado needs a few extra off days, considering the World Baseball Classic, as you mentioned, maybe that's game planned into particularly in the early season. I don't know. Potentially.
well, and another thing to think about is the Cardinals will get a chance to look at some of their prospects and other players because they have 13 players going into the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
So during that time, they'll have plenty of opportunity to throw guys out there and give them a shot. So it's going to be interesting to see if someone else might emerge too that nobody's even thought about
Yeah.
or heard of.
No, I agree. I think that's, thinking strictly about the Cardinals, that's the exciting part about the World Baseball Classic. Yes, it's fun to watch the guys go play on the world stage, but thinking specifically inwardly with the Cardinals, yeah, this is an opportunity for young guys, and there's not a lot of chances, but there are opportunities and openings.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that's our initial thoughts on spring training opening up. I know I'm as excited as Eric is about it.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
ready for baseball. Summer's around the corner. Let's get it going, guys. Uh, as the spring training wraps up or works its way up, we'll keep you updated with all things Cardinals. So make sure to stay tuned and keep watching us.